Hey everyone, Joshua here from Welcome to a new series on my channel, and this is a Crash Bandicoot review series where I go to different Crash games and review them, you guys. So, the first one, of course, we can't do any other Crash game without without starting with the game that started our childhood off, Crash Bandicoot. So let's start with the story first. So Dr. Cortex and Dr. Nitrous use a machine called the Evolvo Ray to mutate animals for Cortex to take over the world with. And he tries to do the same with our orange boy Crash Bandicoot, but the machine malfunctions, and Crash manages to escape Cortex's castle, but with his girlfriend Tana being captured. And that is the mission. Yeah, it's the story of Crash rescuing his girlfriend Tana. And you go through loads of amazing levels as well. A real great level designs, and a real great start for the first game of the franchise, right? Especially the first game that the original creators Naughty Dog made in the original trilogy. Which, like I said, the main goal in this game, Crash has to rescue his girlfriend, Tana Bandicoot, from being captured by Cortex. And you travel through different parts of Wumpa Island to different levels. Now let's talk about the boss fights in the first game, which they're absolutely fantastic. First off, we have the first appearance to the franchise, Papu Papu, which is a very simple boss. You just gotta, when he slams his scepter on the ground, that's what I call it, you have to jump on top of him. Do that 3 times, and he is out. The next boss, Ripperoo. And again, a new boss introduced to the franchise, which he is definitely probably many people's fan favorite. So, in this one, you are fighting in a waterfall, and you have to jump on TNT and let them explode, and when they explode, they damage Ripperoo. Just make sure you don't get hit by Ripperoo, but do that 3 times, and he is defeated. The next boss you beat, Koala Kong, many people's favorite Koala Kong. So, you are fighting in a mine shaft, and he is throwing boulders at you, but there's TNT falling as well. And there's also minecarts as well that you could kind of hide behind. And when he throws a boulder that would just stop, you have to spin away gotta spin the boulder back at him, but to damage him. Do that 3 times, and he is out. It's a very simple boss, you guys, and just avoid the minecarts as well. Trying not to hit the minecarts, just because, well, then you would miss your chance to actually hit him. But he's a very simple boss. The next boss, Pinstripe. Yes, Pinstripe is the head executive right-hand man of Cortex, of basically Cortex power. And Cortex hires Pinstripe to take care of Crash and of Cortex's power machinery. So Pinstripe uses his Tommy gun to try to shoot Crash. But of course, our orange hero Crash Bandicoot manages to get away with Pinstripe's Tommy gun shooting, and you manage to defeat him. The next boss is Dr. Nitrous Brio, personally one of my favorite villains in the Crash Bandicoot franchise, especially from the original trilogy. So, you're almost to Dr. Cortex, but Cortex has one last of defense before you get to face him. Cortex's old pal, Dr. Nitrous Brio, which he throws chemicals at you and green globs that you have to hit to actually damage him. And then he turns into this ginormous monster that tries to crush you into the ground. I have heard a lot of kids did manage to get scared of this boss, especially the mutated version of it, when they were little. And I don't blame y'all that if y'all are scared of the mutated Brio when you were little. And then it comes down to this. After you do the last set of levels, you face Dr. Cortex on his blimp with his castle burning and crumbles. And basically, he's probably an easy boss. You just gotta look out for the purple and blue lasers that he's shooting out, but spin back the grain to actually damage him. He's a very simple boss for the first game. But Cortex is really good, and probably really easy once you actually get used to it, you know. But once you hit him for the last time, he falls down, and that's where the sequel, Crash 2, began. And that is the story. You have defeated Dr. Cortex, and you have rescued Crash's girlfriend, Tana Bandicoot, from Dr. Cortex. So what do I think about the first Crash game? The game that started it all? Well, I think I would prefer the Insane Trilogy version, just because in the original, you cannot use the analog stick. You have to use the D-pad. And I'm an analog stick person most of the time. It's like, of course, I'm not racing. I'm used to the D-pad down. But with the like if I'm playing like other Crash games, I'll use the analog stick because I find it much easier. But yeah, the first game was an excellent start to the series, you guys. And the levels, the bosses, the story of the first game is definitely a real great start to our childhood that we grew up playing. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bells when you're so told. And the comments down below into this video. And what do y'all think about my review, you guys, on the first Crash game? So next time we are gonna be reviewing the sequel of the first Crash game, and personally, my first ever Crash game that I first ever played when I first started playing Crash Bandicoot. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye!